Hi, this is Dr. Frank with the Church of Rational Truth. We've been talking about different types of fallacies. Tonight, we're going to talk about a different one that I actually have not heard of before called the historian fallacy. This is an interesting one. It's one that comes up when analyzing past events or what people viewed about past events. And the fallacy is using basically new information or new knowledge that wasn't available when analyzing a previous event. So, for example, they use the example of Pearl Harbor of going, oh yeah, it would be so obvious this attack on Pearl Harbor when you look at it, they should have been ready for an attack there. And it's saying, well, yeah, well, after all the events and we can see everything that each side knew, okay, yeah, that becomes obvious. But back in the day, if you didn't have that information, that's going to be a whole lot less obvious what's going to come out or why it's so surprising or why it was so unforeseeable. And that's basically what the fallacy comes down to is can you judge a person, event, or decision based on the information we currently have? No. Or you should be aware of when you evaluate those things that you're using knowledge to evaluate them that those people probably didn't have in the past. So a lot of times when you look back at things and you judge them, we usually judge them by our current standards. Not only that, but we also judge them based on our current understanding. So when you do that and you look back at a historical event like the American Revolution or problems with indigenous peoples, slavery, Roman history, anything you're looking back on, it's very easy to judge certain events or see them in a different light. But that's usually knowing additional information. Without knowing that, it's easy to make a one-sided decision on whether someone is good or someone's bad or something's fair or something's unfair. But a lot of times, you really need to look at it from their perspective to see their decision properly. What did they know? What information did they have? They probably only had partial information, so that changes a lot of things. I don't want to say that all things in history should be reevaluated for not ever being bad, but I think you need to understand the person's motivations in that time and their knowledge at the time to really properly judge people. Was a general in the past an idiot because he failed, or was he an idiot because he got unlucky due to other circumstances? Was a great general really great, or was it because things just happened really great for them? A lot of times you'll know that they ended up being great, so you go, okay, they must have been great, but that is your own kind of historical bias going into it. You should look into it as to, I don't know, what is this person doing, and then judge their decisions from that. They could have just been incredibly, incredibly lucky and ended up, falling into good things, or maybe because of different reasons. But I would say the big point of this is when looking at past events, be aware of your current bias, or be aware of when you analyze something that your current bias and knowledge is going to be biasing your opinions or your viewpoints when evaluating that person, place, time, or thing. That's simple yet confusing in the same way, but I think that's kind of it for this lecture. We'll keep it on the kind of short one. Thank you for watching to the end. Thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel. We'll see you at the next one.